Today, we become legends.
Hey, my name's Inta, and welcome back to the channel for the Princess Bari reveal that is going to be happening on the Titan Talk very shortly. They're going to have Pompon on the Titan Talk to discuss Bari, who took the lead on the god after Agro's departure from the company, obviously. So they're going to have Pompon on to showcase it and all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's jump right in.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Ready? Okay, hold on.
In-game. This is what we're going to see, dude.
I am still manning the buttons, chat, so things can go wrong here. I'm going to switch the laptop, and then I have to turn on the volume.
There we go. There she is. Oh, manaless?
Unmute laptop. Okay.
Got some kind of unique meter. That's probably the spirit meter that they talked about.
Yeah, and
looks real good actually.
The two things that chat has noticed noticed first, not the first.
Yes.
Are she doesn't have any mana.
Yeah, manaless.
Entirely.
So I know you want to show off the kit as a whole, but just tell us what this resource is before we get into seeing the kit as a whole.
So this resource is spirit.
Okay.
She builds this by damaging gods or certain actions in her kit can give her a lot of spirit in one go. And you can see that she's actually kind of glowing right now. It's because she's at half. And as she gets closer and closer to being at 100%, and I'll just kind of push it here with auto attacking. She is a ranged carry.
Viper also.
Her primary role is carry. But you can see now she's glowing a lot more intensely as she builds this meter up. And since I kind of want to show the Wombo
do it. I'm
combo,
gonna stop talking.
We're gonna go with the Wombo combo. So
okay, here we go.
We're just gonna do this is so all the cooldowns are on right now. So this is something that you can do in actual gameplay. We're not cheating right now.
What the? 3 bells?
So you can get a lot of abilities cast very, very
What's going on there?
What just happened?
Just a lot
Okay,
of
spirit
things
drains as
Should I be
well.
scared?
you should probably be scared.
Okay, good to know.
So that was all of her abilities in one go. We'll go through each of them one by one, just so you can explain.
Yeah, we saw in data mining and stuff that she has like these bells that she can push around.
It's a little OP, chat, but give us a second. Let's explain what we just saw here, because
OP.
there are
see.
some limits. You know, that you can't just cast a million abilities in a row. And yeah, let's talk through it.
So we're always talking about passive first. So this is Mystic Surge. As you deal damage, you gain spirits. And upon reaching 100 spirit, you're basically constantly building to this moment of a lot of power. Up until you get to 100, it's actually not giving you any benefit. But the moment you hit 100, you enter Mystic Surge for 5 seconds. It gives you some baseline stats, which you can see at max rank, which is determined by your ult rank. It actually gives you a lot of stats for free, which is primarily that attack speed, especially is what drives her to be that.
And you can use one of your basic abilities without a cooldown.
Free use of any of your 1, 2, and 3 as an enhanced ability. So if I have,
is that just one of them or all of them?
So if I have used all these things, which will go into what they do, and then I get to 100, which I get to by ulting, you can see I actually have all the abilities back, and then when I throw it...
Okay, just one.
Yeah, so after hitting 100...
You don't get an entire basic kit refresh.
You get one free cast, and that cast is what's considered enhanced. And obviously all the stats.
They probably do extra things when they're enhanced or whatever.
So your game plan is really to play around building up that passive and use that as a moment to just get a free cast off and go. Your first ability...
I wonder if it builds spirit from minions.
Oh no.
So you're getting 5 per hit, 20 basic attacks on minions, that's not too bad.
Very powerful laptop. The keyboard is a little hard to navigate.
The problem is the bar for this is directly where that is.
Oh, yeah. So like the microphone bar is in the way of the keyboard. I get it. I get it.
Not skill issue. So we have Sacred Bell. You lob a bell. Pretty straightforward. You throw the bell out. It deals some damage. It has a warning. It does the things for hitting gods. You get some spirit. But you can see that obviously there's a lot more interactions with this bell than just lobbing it.
Yeah, you can push it around and whatnot, right?
We'll talk about all the interactions. Your 2 is a cone attack. Does a cone, does
easy
damage.
I'm getting flashbacks of Vamana.
Yes. We'll do.
I assume it does more than Vamana too, dude.
Reset.
It's based on that kit demonstration we had.
The close range, though, however, knocks them back. Again,
okay, knock back up close.
Yeah.
Better kill you style.
Going on here.
Yeah, don't try and dive me. I will push you away.
The 3 is actually
and her 2 is it's the animation is like she's waving her fan, right?
Yes, she's waving her fan forward. It's basically a fan gust.
Yeah, so it's like the fan is dealing damage, magical damage at range, and if you're too close to her, the fan will actually knock you back with the gust.
Your 3 is actually kind of a different movement ability. It's closer to Chang'e's 2, where you have freedom of movement, and you actually get a nice kickoff burst of speed, so you can just move freely. At the end of it, you're going to fire a projectile. Now this one is
so you can do that in a direction.
Target, you gain a massive burst of spirit. This is your primary combo enabler. It's going to actually give you 50 if you hit a god successfully. So if you hit this, you can often play off that knowing enhance abilities. It also reduces the cooldown if you hit it successfully in a god pretty significantly. So
you could do that to get to 100, and then you could use that again on the enhanced version for a double movement cast.
Works, right? Because it's like
might be kind of safe.
Advancing based magic to some extent.
Yeah,
right?
a lot of the rituals have various sounds associated with the spell staff. They have various motions and dances associated with them. So we're trying to be evocative of that with that kind of fluid motion, and also like bringing, like, she has like her fan weapon and the kind of bell staff. We want to make sure that that is represented. So now onto the combos that you can do. So when a bell is deployed, you can pull it in and fan gust it around. And it's a
because you can grab it, bounce off
so
walls.
ricochet it around areas. You can get in these tight jungle corridors and actually send it flying. You can also, you see how I pulled it to me. If you do it while it's lobbing, you can actually throw it from where it lands.
Oh, okay.
So, you
you throw that on the
like,
melee minions
for
of the
example,
wave and then
like
send it
this.
through for wave
That's
player,
battle.
probably.
Versus here, you might actually hit the wall here. So you can actually be flexible in how you actually launch it. Either
Okay.
max range to get some extra distance, or pull it close to you to get that.
So that's probably her main clear combo.
Line skill shot from you.
Yeah, a lot of player agency and how you want to use these abilities. It's not just like I push this button
That's
and
what
it
we
does
love.
one thing.
Yes. The bell also can be pushed by the 3. So you can see here the 3
Oh,
also
okay.
launches it forward. So you have multiple ways of accessing, because you might have used the 2 already when you get your free 1. We want to make sure you have multiple ways of actually augmenting this. And then each enhanced ability, which I'm just going to ult because that's the easiest way for me to become enhanced quickly by showcasing this.
Yes, all's guaranteed
The enhanced
enhancement.
one is a much bigger bell, which means that when it gets pushed around, it is a much bigger.
Okay, so
like,
big
active
fucking
boss,
bell.
And this also now stuns.
Does it
Oh
stun
my
both
God.
when it lands and when it gets pushed, or just
It slows when it lands, it stuns when it pushes.
Okay.
And the base version does nothing when it lands, slow when
Just
it pushes.
throw a giant bell around
Your
stunning people.
2 that's enhanced is it's just more damage, and the knockback is further. But if you have, let's say, a normal bell here, and you pull it with an enhanced 2, that bell
It becomes an enhanced bell.
Ah.
So
Okay.
you can
Okay.
actually enhance a bell that was previously unenhanced by using an enhanced ability to launch it.
okay?
That's
And the
pretty
3,
cool.
when it's enhanced, turns from a projectile into a skill shot, like line skill shot.
So
with
it's instant
damage.
Okay.
Okay, so it
And,
becomes hit scan.
Again, similar to the 2, it does more damage, plus it will
And it'll enhance the
automatically
bell.
enhance the bell. So if you
Yeah.
ult here and then enhance 3, that bell is enhanced or stun.
So any of your enhanced abilities
you gotta get a
essentially
feel
make
here-
an enhanced
here
bell that you
these
can stun
abilities are
with.
relatively straightforward and simple pieces, but how you want to use them and what combinations to be able to enhance it for a stun potentially or not, and how much you want
Fairly
to try
low
to use.
base
You
kit
can also,
CC
like,
without
the kit is meant
the
to be
spirit
where
active,
you
though.
can decide how you want to approach each fight. So do you want 3 bells to just cover a giant area?
Yeah.
Then use all your charges on these bells. You want to make sure that you can launch them at different targets. You want to just be safe and do things like, essentially, with the way the kit's developed, you can get 3 casts of any single ability, or you can weave them in. So if you just want to be dashing away as someone's chasing you,
Yeah, you can get one and then you fill up your spirit meter, get another, then you ult for another spirit meter and get a third one.
Keep knocking them away from you, that's perfectly fine. Or if you want to go all in on the bells, you can get a lot of different combinations going with these.
And you can push all
Even
3
if you're not,
enhanced
like,
bells, maybe.
Able to fully maximize this kit, because
Throwing stuns around
I'm a small
everywhere.
brain Andy. Like if
Oh yeah,
I
Mirrodin also, you can just get a free bell that way, so you can get another bell.
Oh,
that way.
Mirrodin too,
geez.
yeah.
We got
She's hybrid scaling,
bells
so.
now. But like, from what I've seen, from playing the god a little bit, like, I can just like throw out the ball, throw a ball and then knock it around, and I can have fun with her, and still do okay, even if I'm not like nailing the combos the way that I
Yes.
absolutely need to. Right? It's kind of like King Arthur in Smite 1. Like, if you knew how to chain the abilities together, he was stronger.
Yes.
But you could just push the ability that you felt was right for the situation and do okay. And I'm not trying to dumb it down, but I'm just trying to be like, I felt like this god was more approachable than you might think with all of the intricacies of it.
Yes, and especially if you're playing.
that's
the
a sweet
strength-focused
spot.
side, which is
Approachable,
the more
but
traditional
high skill
carry role,
ceiling.
You're really focused on using the abilities for like more zoning potential, and then lining up the stun so that you can make.
Seems
sure
like
you
she
land
might
autos.
build
Yeah.
ability
Your
base, man.
use case for them is a bit more straightforward. If you
Feels
play
like she has a
Int,
lot of ability
where you're
damage.
really focusing on these abilities to deal most of the damage for you, you're gonna have to really master these combinations. So you have to, if you're gonna play the Int focus build, you have to be a bit smart about how you
Yeah.
how you approach it versus going just I'm gonna hit really hard with strength.
Chat wants to know the names of the abilities. I know we haven't seen the
Yes.
ult yet, but we skipped the names of the 2 and the 3.
So the second is Warding Gust.
Okay.
And the third ability is Reverent Steps.
Ooh, I like that name.
Yeah, I
That's a good
like Reverent Steps. And then the final one, which we'll
130%
go into,
strength
is
scaling on
Spirit's
her
Cadence.
3, what the
This is
fuck?
the ultimate. So obviously, just to showcase it, because I think this is a really cool
It is a
visual
beautiful ult, and I think it's very difficult.
This is
to,
gonna
like,
be the
make
death
things
immunity
that
thing,
are,
right?
I think really pretty from an FX perspective that aren't just like overwhelming.
Right.
And I think that this does a good job of that. So
So the idea here is that she summons a spiritual
Whoa.
version of the rituals that she performs at an area. Each dance beat is accentuated with a dancer actually doing a motion, and you have the bell chiming there to help
So
with
probably
that.
does damage.
And the ultimate itself does damage in a
Every
pulse
tick.
that slows. Now, so this is useful to drop on an enemy team just to be able to chase them, get some damage out. But you notice that it automatically forces her into her enhanced state, which also is if I do a 1 here and then ult while I'm still enhanced, it will re-enhance me, giving me another access to an ability. So you can use this at any point to just get an access to your free abilities. So for her,
one thing we did mention, does she still are her autos different while she's in her enhanced mode?
Yes, her autos are also different. They do explosion AoE.
Oh wow, AoE autos in that mode?
With that, and you get a nice little pulsing circle there.
Awesome.
That's kind of good.
So this obviously is just really good for her. But you can also see that I have these little spirits floating around me here.
That are maybe the cutest little spirits we've ever put in the game.
They're called guarding spirits.
Okay.
They want to protect you and your team. And if you were to take lethal damage, it protects you from that lethal damage. So if you would drop,
you don't have to be in the area.
Instead, basically protects you, making you immune to all damage, and also silencing and disarming you. So it's not a true cheat death in the sense of you can't die and you just get to continue to fight, but it will protect you from that moment of death, and it will give you a chance to position yourself, and it gives a chance for the enemy to also try and like snipe that kill right as that protection ends.
So it's like a mini Aegis, basically.
Bari, right? Because that's pretty good for Bari. It's also for her team. So if she has a team here, which will spawn bot Ymir. It's so hard to type when I can't see. There we go. If I have a Ymir here in an ult, you can see that he is also protected by this guarding spirit. So middle of a big team fight, you get to just drop this on the whole enemy team.
Yeah, it seems persistent as well. I don't think you have to be in the area. It's just if you were in the area
you get to go
when it was deployed.
Super powered
mode with lots of aura.
Yes.
You get to go. And you get your free abilities, and you're also protecting your team, which means that this ultimate is a very powerful team fight tool.
Yeah.
Bari always gets the guarding spirits, but allies have to actually touch this visual area. So
so it's
okay. So she always gets
it.
it.
Yes.
It's not like your whole team gets a free cheat death.
Correct.
And
like cast it on your front line or whatever when they're diving. You get it, they get it.
Okay.
So you get 4 seconds to
4 seconds.
take lethal damage. If you see a Kraken winding up, drop this on them to try and protect your team as much as possible. They'll get essentially the Aegis effect on them where they'll be damage immune. But they won't be.
Yeah, so if you take lethal damage, you get a mini Aegis effect, basically.
Knock them back with your fan.
It'll immune the damage and give you a bit of invulnerability.
But it just gives that extra bit of like team fight utility that is unique to her. That I think has its trade-offs compared to things like I know, like in the thread we talked about the closer look blog, where like Kepri and Kali crying in the corner. Kali gets to chase and still gets to try and like get full resets. Yeah,
can keep attacking during it.
Kepri has like a stim that empowers that person. Also can like the amount of times I've blinked and dashed to safety to get someone to like really far away to make sure that they're alive. This has different applications to that, but
it still seems really strong though.
Chat wants to know about executes. Do executes break it?
Executes will go through this.
Okay.
We
executes break it. It makes sense.
But we just felt like execute is one of those things that like things that prevent death don't prevent execute, and that just tends to be the rule. And so I felt like this. There's some debates about whether or not it should, and I think that it should.
Okay.
So,
yeah, it should, in my opinion.
If people
that
really
makes sense.
to, but that just felt right for the effect. It prevents death, so therefore execute goes through it.
Cool.
Also, yes, playing with a Kepri support or playing with an Afro support like I did in one of the laning tests that we did. It was being able to ult and then also get an Afro ult to survive.
Oh my god, Afro and Kepri as well supporting this.
I think I was.
How do you die?
Yes.
So, yeah, so a lot of cool stuff, but there is some counterplay to it.
Yep.
And I will say also, like, you know, once you come back from this cheat death, once you are saved, you come back at like the health that you basically would have died at, right?
Yes.
So it's not like you're healed back to where you were. It's not like a free, like Kepri ult, you get kind of the free heal out of it, right?
Yeah, it's not a revive.
You can survive for a few seconds, you can reposition, you can try and get out, you can try and get some allies to help you, but it's not like a instant I'm back to full health button.
Correct.
Is she CC immune at all during her kit?
She is never CC immune.
Never CC immune. Okay.
Yeah, she has no CC immunity, no knockback immunity. The 3 gives her a lot of movement speed, but she can be interrupted out of it. It's a relatively quick cast. We didn't give her any CC or knockback immunity.
Awesome. And chat wants to know what the cooldown on the ult is.
The cooldown is 100 seconds.
100 seconds. Okay.
So
100? Yeah, I feel like that's going to end up going up after release, dude. They always do this. Like, they made Aladdin's ult 90, and it's like...
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to go up to like 120 or something.
You can see all the cooldowns here. 13 seconds on the 1, 14 on the 2, 15 on the 3. I swear I didn't intend that. That's just kind of where they naturally fell. And then the ultimate's 100 seconds because it is a powerful effect. It felt a little bit too potent to be that true 90.
That makes sense.
Oh, definitely. She'll be probably 120 or something based on the look of that, but we'll see. We'll see in game.
Voice lines.
Oh, yeah,
I believe
voice
her
lines.
Might not be as strong in practice as it sounds. But yeah, there you go. That is Bari's full kit revealed in-game. A little bit of lore about her and stuff as well. Really cool looking design overall, I think. It seems like she's going to be relatively high skill cap, mostly just based on the bells. Like deciding when you're going to create, you know, multiple bells with your enhanced versions, or whether you just want one bell that you can maybe push around somewhere and then go into spirit form and push it again, or whatever, you know, get those stuns and stuff like that. It's got very limited base kit CC without those bell stuns, which you require the enhanced spirit mode to be able to do. You either do an enhanced bell or you do the enhanced 2 or 3 to turn a normal bell into an enhanced one, and then it will stun. And other than that, you only have a short knockback in very close range, which you probably don't want to put yourself too far into close range as a carry. So yeah, limited base kit CC, or just limited CC in general, I suppose. The ultimate's not a CC either, so yeah, fairly limited CC, but it seems like relatively high damage, and you can have like a big team fight CC impact if you've got multiple bells going around and stunning and stuff like that. And then the ultimate, you know, on paper it seems absolutely crazy, but it does seem like it maybe could be one of those kind of abilities where on paper it seems better than it will be in practice, just because it does only last 4 seconds. You know, you've got to hit it on your team, they've got to be within that area. It is only an Aegis, so if someone's on 200 health, you know, they will live, but then they will still be on 200 health after the small Aegis effect ends, and they're still very killable at that point. You know, it's not like a Kepri revive or an Afro that lasts like forever or anything like that. But yeah, seems super interesting, man. She might end up being powerful ability based. It does seem like she has some relatively high scalings, and you know, those bells will probably be a good portion of her damage if you can get multiple of those out and pinging around a fight and stuff like that. So it might work quite well ability based, but we'll have to see where she lands. You know, whether she's going to be a carry, a mid laner, both ability based, auto attack based, you know, any of this kind of stuff. Tank, I don't think so. It doesn't look like she's going to work super well as a tank. Her CC is quite low, but you never know. It's definitely possible she could get like a lot of item procs as well, because she has like multiple ways to get more than one of her basic abilities out, you know, by going into spirit mode a couple of different times. So, you know, maybe she could be procking a lot of stuff like Glad Shield and Phoenix Shield, or just in a damage build, you know, procking Heartseeker, Crusher, Reaver, that kind of stuff multiple times very easily. So yeah, it seems like she might lean more towards ability based, but we'll have to see when she releases. But this is going to be dropping next Monday for OB5 alongside all the other stuff. But yeah, she looks super interesting, man. Not my favorite looking god that they've done for Smite 2 so far. She's not surpassing Aladdin in my opinion, but Aladdin is my kind of character. Bari is not my kind of character, so that's totally fine by me. She looks like a cool design in the realm of hunters. I like it. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below. Do you like Princess Bari? Are you a hunter main? Do you think she's going to be a ton of fun for you? And I'll catch you guys for another one later on. Have a great day, and peace out, you nerds.